Question 867.
5, 3,
What is the largest vehicle you have ever driven?
Oh, goody.
Jenny!
Did you put that question in there for me, Dave?
No! You weren't meant to be here!
Oh, okay, go ahead. I'll do it last. Everyone else can go first.
Obviously, you know, I don't drive cars, so I'm gonna have to say Honda Goldwing.
Is that a bike?
Motorcycle, yeah. That's a fairly big motorcycle.
But it has reverse.
Yeah, it's a touring motorcycle. They're actually really nice.
But it has
like a Harley type thing.
It's just barely.
I don't know anything about bikes.
I wouldn't. I've ridden one. It's okay. I could never envisage owning one though. You know.
It's just an extreme ragtop.
Big Zebra says iCube van. Nerdy says an amphibious truck. I can't drive, but I did go to a day out thing. Math Pig says a track digger. Sarah?
Either an RV or I forgot the name of it, a tractor, like the digging tractors.
JCB type thing. A digger.
Actually, does this have to be a land vehicle?
Nope.
No, because there's definitely boats that I've driven that are.
Have you driven an aircraft carrier?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I was planning to drive the Queen Elizabeth, but apparently the Royal Navy got a little bit funny about that. So anyway, I want to know. So why did they get to name it like Queen Elizabeth? Why can they have called it HMS Boaty McBoatface? I think, you know, I think that. Yeah, HMS Boaty McBoatface. That's a great name for an aircraft carrier.
Isn't it Boaty McBoatface? That's a lovely name.
Yes, I love that name, Boaty McBoatface.
Yeah.
That's what that new aircraft carrier that with Royal Navy.
In 40 or 50 years' time, everything is going to be named something McSomething.
Oh, can be Davy McDave tomorrow? That's what I'm gonna do.
There you go, Davy McDaveface.
Jenny.
Yes, sir.
Largest vehicle.
Well, do you want them based on class or just the biggest? Is it wheelbase or is it weight? How do we define biggest?
Given that I don't know any of those things, it's how it appears.
Size.
Oh.
Size matters, Jenny.
And this is not a sexual comment. This is not a sexual answer. Not that kind of size.
Well, but does size matter or how formidable the size seems?
Well, formidable might count if you're talking about a tank.
Oh, I haven't done a tank. I've driven two very, very cool vehicles.
Have you driven a train?
I got to sit in co-pilot and fly a Ford Trimotor for about 5 minutes. And do you know what a power shovel is?
What's that?
It's
It's a
likely
digger,
to
isn't
have
it?
a different name in England.
JCB.
It's the excavator with like a bucket the size of a king-size bed, and it takes out, half a ton or a couple tons of dirt at one swipe. I got to play with one of those for about an hour.
We got to play with it.
When I hired a company to pull some underground fuel tanks, and they let me do it.
They let you do it.
Sorry.
And I will always have a great appreciation of these guys who can just make this thing act like their hand and wrist. They're so good. It is very difficult to make those things work like that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice.
Boy, does it.
True.
What are you gonna say, Jeff?
No, so I was just reading something and reacted like aggressively because it was it's not related really. It's just Dr. David Starkey being a fucking racist again.
Oh,
so
Woohoo, racism.
Who racism?
It was sarcastic, damn it.
Angela says, just a regular Ford truck, only once. It was because my mum forced me to learn how to drive a stick shift. Nerdy says we should have called it Jar McJarface. Nerdy says, size doesn't matter. My last girlfriend told me that as a fact. It does when it comes to vehicles.
Size matters a little.
Fucking nerdy. He's so
Like
funny.
if you're Trump size, that fucking matters.
Oh, Trump. Ugh.
That's tiny, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what his exes have all described it as a tiny mushroom cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next says, I've been on a dinghy before. That was a seafaring animal.
That's what they call Donald Singh too.
Uh-huh. Ricardo says, I've driven a Bravia Shamite? No idea what that is. Amanda.
I've been in an orbiter, but obviously I didn't.
You've been
fly
in
it.
it. Did you drive it around? You know, we're allowed to drive it on the runway. It's got wheels, so.
That's big though. It's the RV. I showed you a picture of that RV, right,
Yes.
Dave?
It's a tiny RV.
It is not. It's fucking huge.
It's tiny.
It has it has a queen size bed in the back. It has a bed up top.
I've
It has
seen
two
what a
fucking
real
TVs,
RV
a
looks
kitchen,
like.
A shower. How is that tiny?
I've seen what a real RV looks like, and a real RV has a bit at the bottom where a sports car comes out.
That's a toy hauler RV. There are different types of fucking RVs. I work in car insurance, and one of the things I specialize in is RVs and motorcycles and cars.
And that's a real RV, not a tiny
Don't you
little
debate
thing.
her on this, Dave. She
Have you
knows.
seen?
Don't
Seen
fucking
what
do
the
that.
size of our RVs
That
are?
doesn't make it a real RV just because it's a toy hauler. That
Did you
doesn't make it a real
size shame
RV.
us, Dave?
No.
Yeah.
Our RVs all have to come in under 2.5 ton. So they're tiny.
Maybe in your wimp ass country it does, but
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
here.
We're more
America.
environmentally conscious.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we
America,
planned
we're
this
not.
30 years ago.
I can rant for a long, long while about RVs and how much I hate selling insurance for them. So please, no.
This is America where you can go out and you can plop down your money and put a completely novice, incompetent consumer behind 80 tons worth or 80,000.
Who has no
pounds worth
idea
of
what they
vehicle.
just bought? Because anytime you ask them what the year, make, and model is, they'll be like, gray. Like they're all gray.
Yeah, never drive next to an RV. Chances are they have no fucking clue. And the
I
newer
think
it is, the further away you stay.
It depends. Either you have the
Do you know
people
what they
that
do? Hold on. Do you guys know what they do when they buy those RVs? They take them out for like a 2 or 3 minute drive, maybe 10, 15-minute drive, to see if they can make corners okay, and then they
people don't
just
even
let
do
them
that.
leave. That's it.
Some places don't even do that. Like they don't even let them drive them. They just like let them look around it and give them the paper and sell it to them. They don't tell them the year, make, or model. The VIN means nothing. Sorry, ranty.
Look, I feel like you have some stupid consumers on your insurance company.
Ranty
I'm pretty
McRatface.
sure.
Everybody knows what freaking make and model they bought.
No, they don't. They have
And
no
the
idea.
size. Does it have the size written on it? That's the most important thing.
I-
Does it have the size on the dash?
Has the weight.
What the weight? Who cares about the weight?
On the title.
It's bridges that worry me.
The
I
thing
didn't
about
mean
the
to start
size,
this argument.
the thing about the size is that they have different sizes. Like some of them, the size counts the hitch. Some of them, the size doesn't count the hitch. Some of them, the size doesn't count the little thing that goes in front of it because there's some weird ones like that. There's no consistency with the companies either. Like some company be like, all right, we're Sunrunner today and make a Sunrunner.
This is why
And then
you need a
Sunrunner's
federal
another
government to put in standards.
I agree, they should, but they're not going to at any point, I don't think.
Sammy says, having a big RV doesn't make you tough, Jenny. Sammy also says, a monster truck.
I've never owned an RV. I never would own an RV.
Why not?
Because they're wasteful. They're
They're so
absolutely
fucking wasteful.
the ultimate of conspicuous consumerism.
Would you not have one
They're
to
just
live in?
absolutely disgusting.
Would you have one
We
to
drove
live in?
in the RV from Tucson to here, so pretty much Tucson to Atlanta, and we must have had to have stopped every 200 miles to get gas. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, some of them are horrible gas guzzlers.
Well, they all are. They're heavy.
Yes.
Sammy
If you
says,
wanna
yeah,
go
a monster
camping, go
truck.
camping. If you're going to take your house with you, then just don't bother. We don't need you in the
It's
parks.
not
and
mine,
stuff.
by the way. So
It will be one day.
don't get all like, oh, but you're a climate scientist. It's not fucking mine.
Not a great gamer says, I've been on a big ass submarine before, but did you drive it?
Yes.
I've been on a big ass submarine.
Yeah,
I didn't drive it.
Was it a yellow submarine? That is the question.
I've been on a yellow submarine.
And Jared,
They have these
she
things in
lives an
Liverpool.
RV, and that's an excellent idea. I think
I
if you have
lived
an
right
RV
near
because you're somebody who wants to live different places and say your retirement and go spend a year or two in each location, that's a wonderful vehicle to have. But for
I
family
lived right near
vacations
the
that they use once a
submarine
year,
capital of the world, which is Groton, Connecticut, by the way. That's how my parents met because my father was in the Navy and stationed there.
Right,
See,
B.
we don't,
Come on, Jeff.
What a coincidence, man. My dad was in the Navy and a piece of crap too. Anyways, moving on.
I was just saying, my dad was a submariner.
Industrial type vehicles. I learned at one of my jobs to drive those big cat, the ones that pivot in the middle
Ooh.
and have the bucket or forks on it, like giant forklift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You have to walk up 4 steps to get to the cab.
Yeah.
The ladder. There's a ladder.
That's
just
pretty fucking big.
Yeah, okay, so I've driven-
a road grader, the one that with the plow in the middle of it.
Sort of, but without the blade underneath. It has the
Okay.
bucket on the front, but it looks very close to that. Yes,
Okay.
very similar.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I know what you mean.
And the other thing I've driven is a tractor trailer with double trailers.
Ooh.
Oh, it's long.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would kill people.
But, I mean-
can't
You
even
would kill
drive a
people.
regular
But
car
as
very
far
well.
as far as driving a lot, just a regular tractor trailer, just in all 48 contiguous states. That's it.
The vehicle I've always wanted to drive is the dump truck that they use out west in some of the strip mines, where they're like 8 or 9, 10 times the size of the dump truck you actually see on a road.
Yeah, they have.
You know,
those are the belly dumps, aren't they? They dump out the belly of them.
No,
Or are you talking
no,
about the huge ones they dump out the back?
the huge rear dumps.
Oh, okay.
They're,
Yeah.
know, or you're about this big and the vehicle's about this big. You know,
I actually knew a girl
tires
that
bigger
used
than
to.
my house.
Yeah, I actually knew a woman. Well, I can't say girl. She was older than me, who drove one of those in a big ass mine.
Yeah.
I can't remember what state she lived in now. I've met too many people in my life, but she drove one of those, and yeah, you were like this. You had to climb up like a 20-foot tall ladder or something to get to the cab. They're so huge. Yeah.
Jesus.
Did her cat
like
just
the
knock
idea
at the door?
Driving something that you can crush everything else with. That's,
What, Dave?
Did your cat just knock at the door?
No, my cat's trying to get out the screen, so that's why I keep getting up and smacking her in the head a little bit. Because nothing else works. I have to like pop her on the head. I mean, I'll do it hard.
get a water
you know, just a
bottle
little-
that squirts.
Yeah, I forgot to buy one, so I'm still doing this.
I've
But
lost track
the
of
good
the
part
conversation.
is that Richard's almost done with my screen door, so he's finishing it up. So I will have an actual
Cool.
custom-made screen door soon. He's been welding and riveting and stuff. Yeah.
Right. Santi says a 16-wheeler. Antje says 18-foot kind of pull behind your truck. Oh, it's not talking about an RV. Hanging with John Wild says I drove a Caterpillar 797F, weight of 687.5 tons. How big's that? That bigger than
That's
you, B?
big.
It's big.
Well, yeah, the ultimate vehicle to drive would be like that crawler down at NASA. Like, all the
Well,
sides
that would be
with.
quite cool. But I'm still
That would be
disappointed
pretty
that
cool.
no one here or in the chat has driven an aircraft carrier.
Why are you
You're disappointed?
Yeah.
Look, honey, if we were like captains of aircraft carriers or pilots, we wouldn't be on this show right now.
No, the
Those people
idiots.
have
The
shit to do.
idiots drive the
We don't
aircraft
have
carrier.
shit to do.
The idiots drive the aircraft carrier. Not the fucking captain. They get the little nibby new people to drive. So they just stand there.
How?
Well, can you really
how
call it
many
driving
of us
if
do you think are ex-Navy here, Dave?
I don't know. I can't believe actually that no one had anything particularly fun military-wise. Generally.
I mean, no,
Oh,
no, I
hold
mean,
on.
Hold on. Here we go.
I drove a tractor trailer in the army too.
Was that bigger?
The cab is bigger.
The cab is bigger.
It's bulkier.
I drove nothing in the army.
At all?
And that was in 1990.
Wait there. Were you in the army?
1990, 91, and 92, and it was an automatic. It had a shifter like a car.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest shit I've ever seen in the world.
Then that's
Yeah,
the
it's like an automatic tractor trailer.
What?
Huh?
If it has a shifter and it's the standard, an automatic is the one that does
No,
it.
no. Like a car does, where you push the button on the side,
Oh, okay.
and you just go drive, neutral, reverse,
I thought you
slow,
meant like a
like that.
Stick.
shifter.
What
No,
you
no,
call
no,
it
no,
stick.
no.
What
No,
we
that's
call
a
normal.
12-speed. I've driven one of those a lot.
A turbo hydromatic.
Sammy
Easy
says
for
he
you to
thinks an
say.
aircraft carrier would be quite boring. The turning circle is literally kilometers. Yeah, but wouldn't you want to just have a go one day and just go whee? Just fuck with it. See if you can rock it.
Right. My thing would be wheeze.
I did it.
Scummer,
That's why-
quiet down.
I've never been a pilot of an aircraft carrier, Dave.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would trust me that much to drive a aircraft carrier.
I did apply to join the Swiss Navy, but you know, just saying.
Why?
Just saying. I'm gonna
But
join
they've
the
got a
Navy. It's
navy.
gonna be in a
They've got a navy is the problem. Most landlocked
no,
countries do.
They've got a no. They've got what they've got is a is actually part of their army, Lakes Flotilla.
It's still a navy. If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.